Hello, BookTube. Well, emboldened by yesterday's Mail Haul the Barbarian, I am going to open more mail on camera. Even though it could lead to disaster, even though it could lead to a 45-minute video that I don't upload, I'm still going to try. I'm still going to try to do it, especially since it's an interesting and intriguing trio of packages here, all of whom have a bit of weight to them. One of them has a weird shape to it. Why would I want to waste the fun of exploring all of that alone when I can share it with you? So we're going to try that. It's a beautiful day here in Boston. This morning was downright chilly. No other word for it. Downright chilly at 6 this morning. So that I briefly sleep. Of course, I'm only human, technically. So I briefly sleep, and when I woke up from my morning's nap, the little bean was pressed against me because the room must have been chilly, and our morning walk was chilly. But all throughout the day, you could feel that leaching away. You could feel it changing. And a little bit of warmth has now filtered into the day. It'll be a little bit warmer tomorrow, then a lot warmer the next day, and so on and so forth, all throughout the week, until next weekend. Nothing crushing, no heat wave like the rest of the country, but still, the first touch that we've had of it in any prolonged way. Still fairly cool in the shade. And I am hoping that no matter how hot it gets during the day, it's cool at night. But we've had an active full day anyway, a little bit more active than usual. The Bean and I went on our long afternoon ramble. It's usually the highlight of both our days. But today, it didn't work. We were fractious. We were at odds with each other. She was being bratty. I was distracted by stuff that I shouldn't even have been thinking about. It just... It went on and on. We covered a lot of ground until we were both good and tired, but we got back griping at each other. We got back... It wasn't pleasant at all, and my mind was just swirling with alternatives to what to do about it. I know that I was as guilty as she was. It just didn't work. It didn't gel at all. So, I sat down, I cooled off, I let her sit down and cool off. I did a few emails, 0 inbox, and eventually, after an hour or so, I realized we just need to do it again. That's all. It's going to bother us. It's going to bother her, and it's going to bother me if we don't do it again and do it right. So we did. We did another huge walk, and that's why she's a little bit on the tired side, and it worked. The second walk cleared the slate from the first one, so that was wonderful. Now my only question, in terms of my non-BookTube life, because I know I do have a life outside of BookTube. I don't make 5 videos a day, even when I say I'm not gonna, but I do have a life outside of BookTube. Not much of one, but still. My only question now is what shape this heat is going to take. Everywhere else in the country that is in the front, that is these pressure systems that are sort of pulling back to let this heat happen, everywhere else that is in the target of that, and it's 2/3 of the country, they're just going to get a plain old heat wave. Their 10th of the summer. Boston is not going to get a heat wave. Not technically. If a heat wave is 90 degrees Fahrenheit for 3 consecutive days, Boston is not going to have a heat wave. But Boston is going to have a hot week, a warm week, and I'm wondering what the nights will be like. I'm wondering what kind of heat will be like during the day, what the dew point, what the humidity will be like, and I'm wondering how quickly and how decisively it will clear out, and whether or not the clearing out will be a storm. Lots of storm activity that could make its way here. I'll be assiduously blob watching, but let's look at the packages and see if we can do this without getting into trouble. Now, the first 2 of these are normal boxes, and I'm hoping that they're finished copies for September, because that's what I want. I want to flesh out my September shelf. See, she's not even looking because she's really tired. She's trying to pretend that she's not, but her eyes are glazed over. So let's see what we have here. What is first? No, early October. Oh, and not even mine. This is not even going to go to me. This is Angus Deaton, the winner of the Nobel Prize. We already saw this. We saw the advanced copy. The finished copy will go to David Murphy out there in the wilds of the upper Midwest with the moose and the bear. And this is Economics in America. An immigrant economist explores the land of inequality. Let's get the bean in the picture there, just in case you didn't see this the first time. When economist Angus Deaton immigrated to the United States from Britain in the early 1980s, he was awed by America's strengths and shocked by the extraordinary gaps he witnessed between people. This book explains in clear terms how the field of economics addresses the most pressing issues of our times, from poverty, retirement, and minimum wage to the ravages of the nation's uniquely disastrous healthcare system. and narrates Deaton's own account of his experiences as a naturalized U.S. citizen and academic economist. He is witty, and he pulls no punches. So I think that David has the advanced copy of this. He scoffed up a few advanced copies when he was here, but if he likes it, he's going to want the finished copy, and if he's going to want to write about it, he's going to want the finished copy. So I will put that in the post. I have a mountain of books to send you. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's going to be a replay of last year where it took me forever to get all the books out to him. Then we have this next one. It's bigger. It's a bigger box. So this could be an oversized thing. Maybe a big book on animals would be really nice. Let's see what we have here. Oh, oh my. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, this might have to go out in the mail, too. Not to David, but to Olive. This is Yellowstone's Birds, Diversity and Abundance in the World's First National Park. An oversized thing that is incredibly illustrated all throughout. Did I see artwork? Wow, look at that. This camera was set in an eagle's nest. Oh my. Oh, well, I'm going to like this, but Olive's going to want this, definitely. Oh my goodness. Okay, yes, there is. There is also artwork in here. Incredible. All right, let's see what we have to say. I spent a lot of time in Yellowstone, although I wasn't concentrating on the birds so much as I was staying alive. So this comes out in October. No, I'm not getting September releases. I'm getting October, and they're not even staying with me. Established in 1872, Yellowstone National Park is the oldest and arguably the most famous national park in North America, attracting millions of visitors each year. While many come to the park for its recreational activities, the wildlife of Yellowstone is just as alluring. This book brings together more than 30 leading experts to provide first comprehensive survey of the natural history, science, and conservation of birds in Yellowstone. Can that possibly be true? Can it possibly be true that no one did a survey of the birds of Yellowstone in like 1920? Can that possibly be true? Covering most bird species breeding within the Great Park, as well as the many migrants that pass through, this book is a scientific tour de force and an essential resource for visitors of Yellowstone and bird lovers everywhere. Okay, well, all right. The Birds of Yellowstone. October, these were not September releases, but that still leaves one more. And this is downright weird. Look at the size of this thing. I don't think, I naturally, I ordered a life-size inflatable David Murphy, but I don't think that's here yet. I think it's time for Christmas. It's a perfect gift. So I don't know what this could be. Why is this so big? Let's open it and see. We'll open it together. See, this is what I meant. This is the kind of fun that I would have been having for myself if I'd done this without you. Okay, so let's get rid of the packing list. Let's get rid of that. What is this? Oh, okay. More nature. Is this from the University of Chicago Press? This is wrapped in plastic. We'll take care of this. I might get to keep this one. I don't get to keep the first two. I might get to keep this one. This is by Riley Black, and it's called Deep Water. From the frilled shark to the Dumbo octopus, and from the continental shelf to the Mariana Trench. A much larger... So these have gone up in size. This is bigger than this one, which is bigger than this one. They've gone up in size. This is probably also lavishly illustrated. Yes, it is. This is going to be all the incredibly weird creatures that live in depths that crush tin. Wow. Look at that thing. Good Lord. Good Lord. Okay, well, I don't have a sheet for this. I just got an invoice. But let's read the back. This is a beautifully illustrated, compelling deep dive, no pun intended, into the life story of the abyss, its ancient creatures, and the scientists and submersibles that have documented them. What lies beneath the surface of the ocean has mystified humankind for millennia. Today we have explored more of the surface of the moon than we have the deep sea. What thrives in these mysterious depths? How did these life forms evolve from ancient life? And how has this environment changed over time as our planet has developed? Introducing us to the ancient, complex, and fascinating life forms that have evolved into the marine life we recognize today, from stromatolites, structured creatures by some of the earliest life billions of years ago, and still found today, to yeti crabs, bioluminescent firefly squid, and giant jellyfish. This book is an eye-opening journey into the world far beneath the waves. Oh my! So I'm not. We'll look this up, but I'm sure that given the givens here, this is an October release. But you're going to want to know these things are coming, right? Not maybe the economics thing, but these two, you're definitely going to want to know they're coming because they make great presents, and we are slowly barreling towards the gift giving season. So if you've got, for instance, a young reader, don't be dismayed by the fact that this isn't marketed as a kid's book. Any 10-year-old who's deeply in love with there's the aforementioned Dumbo octopus. Any 10-year-old who's deeply in love with this subject, with the ocean, future oceanographic expert, is going to want this book. They'll grow into it. Some of the text might be above them, but they'll like it more for that reason. And same thing with birds. If you've got a bird fancier on your list, you're going to want to know these things are coming. Probably all in October. But there you go. That's what was in there. So we have Deep Water, Yellowstone's Birds, and Economics in America with a red, white, and blue bow tie. So that is our mail haul for today, our last mail haul for quite some time. There won't be any mail tomorrow because it's Sunday. There won't be any mail on Monday because it's a federal holiday. And often I have found there's very little mail the day after a federal holiday either. Nobody really wants to get back into the swing of things. They especially don't want to get back into the swing of things knowing that summer is over, that they've had to close up the beach house. No more weekends like that. That soon, I was going to say soon it's going to be cold, but the rest of the country, you're all going to be dancing in the streets if it gets cold. I had an email from one of you, a message from one of you that said that you dream of a day as cool as 90 degrees Fahrenheit, a temperature that Boston has only reached once this year. You dream of it being that cool because it's been 20, 30, or even 40 degrees more than that where you live forever for the whole of the summer. So I don't know that ordinarily people when they're coming to the end of summer, they look ahead to winter and think, oh, I don't look forward to winter at all. I think you're all going to be down on your knees praising winter this whole season after the summer that you've had. But anyway, that's our mail. I don't know when we'll have mail again, but we're 2 for 2 now. So I'm emboldened. Next time I might launch off on mail. So I'll wrap this up for now, and I will see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.